Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Disney on the Go. My name's James, I'm your host, so buckle up because I'm sharing my top tips on road dropping Epcot. If you want to make the most of your Disney day, especially at Epcot, starting early is key. Tip number 1, arrive early. Epcot officially opens at 9 a.m., but gates often open earlier, around 8:30, to let the early park entry guests in. So your best bet is shoot for 7:45. Getting there early can make a huge difference on the number of attractions you're able to fit in during your day at Epcot. Next up, we have tip number 2, and that is to head straight toward your priority attractions. The two that consistently have the longest line at Epcot are going to be Remy's Ratatouille Adventure and Frozen Ever After. I recommend heading over to Norway, hitting up Frozen Ever After. Its lines are usually just a little bit longer than Remy. Sometimes you'll see them flip-flop, but on the whole, you'll see Frozen a little bit longer. These rides can have some of the longest wait times later in the day, so it's best to hit them first thing. Trust me, starting with these can save you a lot of waiting time later on. Tip number 3 goes back to what I was saying earlier. If you can't get Joffrey's before you enter the park, or the line's too long, something like that, or you just want to pick up something a little bit better or more nutritious than a donut, here's your next tip. That is to take advantage of mobile ordering. So if you've had breakfast, I say go to Frozen. If you haven't had breakfast, switch that, go to Remy, and here's why. You can place a mobile order over at Les Halles Boulangerie Patisserie, and their food is excellent. They've got great breakfast, sandwiches, croissants, that sort of thing. That is my go-to as far as rope dropping Epcot breakfast. If I'm having breakfast in the park, I'm going to Les Halles in the France Pavilion, then I'm hitting up Remy. After that, I'll scoot on over to Norway and hit up Frozen Ever After. Otherwise, I'm doing Frozen first, then Remy. But I want to have a full stomach before I dedicate myself to hitting those two priority rides. Mobile ordering is a game changer, and it can keep you fueled up for a busy morning in the parks as you're trying to get as many attractions in before the lines get too long. All right, tip number 4 is don't forget about those virtual queues. 7 a.m. is your mark. You need to be awake and on your phone, ready to press some buttons to lock in that virtual queue for Guardians of the Galaxy Galactic Rewind. Right now, there's no standby. You can only get it through virtual queue, or if you decide to purchase an individual lightning lane. Securing that early 7 a.m. boarding pass for Guardians of the Galaxy is going to free up a lot more time and worry that you won't have to spend on your phone. You're not going to have to worry about making sure you buy that individual lightning lane before spots run out later on in the day. They usually do. Again, this is just another thing that can help you manage your time better and be able to hit more attractions, especially if you know around what time you're going to be able to hit up Guardians of the Galaxy and enjoy that coaster. It's a phenomenal coaster. I promise if you love roller coasters, you're going to want to get on that one. Tip number 5 is about Genie Plus. Genie Plus is not required. However, again, Genie Plus is one of those tools that it is a paid tool, but it can help you fit in a lot more attractions during the day, especially if it's a busy day. But making sure you book that first lightning lane as early as possible. You can book that lightning lane at 7 o'clock, and then you can book another lightning lane every 120 minutes, even if you haven't checked in for that first lightning lane. So you can stack some lightning lanes. You can get a maximum amount of attractions using this, but it's one of those things that you have to be mindful of. It's not going to do it for you. It's not going to, book those rides itself. So make sure that if you do buy Genie Plus, you're using it wisely to maximize that benefit. You don't want to be paying for Genie Plus and forget about it half the day and then just be waiting in line for every attraction. Efficient use of Genie Plus can really add to your experience. All right, and finally, tip number 6, World Showcase. There's a lot of tips out there saying that World Showcase opens at 11 a.m. And while this used to be true, it is no longer true. World Showcase opens when they let you in the park. So don't think that you've got to wait till 11 a.m. You can hit up World Showcase right away. That's why I say Rope Drop Frozen Ever After or Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, because those are rides that you can get on immediately upon being allowed in the park. Remember, a little planning goes a long way in making your Disney day as magic as possible. If you found these tips helpful, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. We're going to be doing more of these episodes for Disney on the Go, for more planning advice, tips, tricks, and food. Thanks for joining me on my commute today. Remember, you are the magic, and I'll see you real soon.